Hello and welcome from Budapest. This is Hungary Reports from Public Media M1, bringing you the latest news from Hungary and the Carpathian Basin in English. I'm Árpád Szőci. Thanks for joining us. Security in the European Union will depend on the future security and stability in the Balkans. That's what Hungary's president said at a V4 meeting in Lani in the Czech Republic. Also attending were the heads of the other member states, the Czech Republic, Slovakia and Poland. And the presidents of guest countries Slovenia and Serbia were also there.
On the basis of current prospects, it is unsure whether Serbia could join the European Union even in 2025, though according to original plans, they would have become a member 12 years ago, the president of Serbia pointed out. We call on the Visegrad countries to represent our interest in Brussels and at different EU forums. Serbia looks at the V4 countries as the V4 looked to the West before their accession, Alexander Vučić said. All four Visegrad countries support the membership of Serbia anonymously, and they are willing to give all the help for this to happen, Miloš Zeman, president of the Czech Republic, pointed out. The other V4 countries, as well as the president of Slovenia, shared similar views. János Áder emphasized that the integration of Balkan countries is crucial for the security of the continent. The task of the new Commission of the European Union will be to accelerate the integration process in order to stop losing credibility that was happening in recent years, so that the EU can turn things around and genuinely represent its enlargement policy, János Áder said. The distribution of EU funds as well as the issues of climate policy were also discussed during the two-day summit of Visegrad countries.
A member of the European Parliament has written on social media that her own organization uses double standards. Manon Aubry, who is on the Legal Affairs Committee of the European Parliament considering new candidates for the European Commission, thinks the whole procedure is too political and what is allowed for one candidate is scrutinized for another.
The appointment of Commissioner László Trócsányi by the Legal Affairs Committee of the European Parliament was reconsidered on Monday. Although there was no debate, it was stated for the second time that they did not support the Hungarian candidate. The board is of the opinion that this post is incompatible with the activities of the former Minister of Justice's law firm. The decision was met with surprise by many in Brussels. The Committee on Legal Affairs had closed the conflict of interest investigations a week earlier. 9 of the 11 commissioner-designate were called in for clarification. Yet, Trócsányi was not among those designates. The 9 other delegates, who at first did not pass the committee's hearing, have since received the green light, except for the Hungarian and Romanian commissioner-designates. Similar abuses have been brought to light by the French opposition member, who herself sits on the Legal Affairs Committee. She said the process has been politicized. Manon Aubry also thinks it's strange that the committee had issues with the Polish candidate's property purchase in Brussels, while other designates have many more properties. Yet concerns haven't been sounded about those politicians. Just like with the Belgian candidate, who is currently facing police proceedings due to him allegedly accepting and laundering bribes.
It shows once more how problematic is the whole procedure, and this should not have happened this way,
said the French MEP. The Legal Committee of the European Parliament uses double standards, said the chief analyst of the Centre of Fundamental Rights to M1 News. It gives the impression that Western Europeans want to gain the upper hand in the next cycle and are already flaunting their power to vote out candidates who are not sympathetic to them, István Óca said.
The rights of Hungarian citizens working in the UK after Brexit will not be harmed. That's what Hungary's Foreign Affairs and Trade Minister said in London. Péter Szijjártó was meeting with high-ranking British cabinet members, including the Secretary of State for Foreign and Commonwealth Affairs and the Secretary of State for exiting the European Union. Szijjártó said that with respect to this agreement, Hungary's goal is that regardless how Brexit happens, both sides agree to mutually honor their arrangement and the rights of each other's citizens, whether they live in the UK or in the EU.
We did our part. We've completed our duties in this matter by passing this year the legislation which guarantees the rights of British citizens living in Hungary, regardless of how the UK leaves the Union. And we expect exactly that, too, from the Brits and from the EU, that no matter what decision is taken, this viewpoint be taken among the other viewpoints and is respected.
Retail store sales increased in August by almost 6% in Hungary. That compared to the same time period last year when adjusted for calendar effects. Food sales rose by almost 3.5%, while sales for non-perishable goods increased by almost 10%.
This is due to the fact that families' income has increased significantly in recent years, so durable goods or items not previously purchased are now purchased by these families.
The Swimming World Cup moves to the Duna Arena in Budapest on Friday for a 3-day meet. Among the stars competing are 3-time Hungarian Olympic champion Katinka Hosszú and Hungarian world record holder Kristóf Malik in the 200-meter butterfly.
It is obvious that FINA trusts us. This is what Sándor Vladár, the president of the Hungarian Swimming Association, said in connection with the fact that Hungary, uniquely in the history of swimming sports, could organize 4 world swimming events since the Swimming World Cup of Budapest last year. From Friday to Sunday, the World Cup series comes to Budapest once again. The 3-time Olympic champion Katinka Hosszú, as well as the new world record holder in the 200-meter butterfly, Kristóf Malik, will be among the 31 Hungarian contestants at the 3-day-long event. The 19-year-old world champion swimmer will compete in 6 different categories. I'd like to show myself in different swimming races in which the audience hasn't seen me in yet. To tell the truth, I don't expect that much from myself, as I'm only starting to get prepared. I consider this a test event, Kristóf Malik said. Of course, foreign swimming greats will jump in the water as well at Duna Arena. The overall point leader in the men's group at this year's World Cup Series, Vladimir Morozov, will also compete in Budapest. The Russian Olympic bronze medalist said that the Hungarian capital is among his favorite locations and he's expecting a successful weekend for himself.
I love it. I think it's the biggest city, the swimming city in the world, Budapest. Besides that, I love the architecture in the city itself, walk around. But yeah, racing here is great. We have all the best swimmers from Europe come here because it's also in the middle of Europe. So it's the best swimming place, yeah.
The Russian swimmers said. The Swimming World Cup, lasting from Friday to Sunday, will be broadcast live on Hungarian Public Media's M4 Sports channel.
The southern Hungarian city of Szeged holds its fall cultural festival that continues till November 10th. For the next 4.5 weeks, visitors can be entertained by almost 300 events, all held within the grounds of the University of Szeged. Concerts, exhibitions, and other programs will be provided by individual performers and groups, some of them big names. A unique open-air exhibition has opened in the western city of Zalaegerszeg. It's a display representing the kind of cemetery culture found at famous cemeteries in the Carpathian Basin. 42 woodcovers and folklore specialists spent years preparing the display, which contains more than 100 headstones and crosses, as well as a belfry set up on the shore of nearby Lake Gebart. And that's it for now, but we'll be back again the next night live right after the news in Hungarian at 11 p.m. local time. You can also catch us in repeats and online. Please stay tuned now, if you can, for our new shows in German, Russian, and Chinese. Thanks very much for watching, and minden jót!